This is one I didn't think I was going to have to make, but I guess I do. So, when I made this last video about the Shockwave, everybody and their mother came out and said that this is in fact a perfect home defense weapon, and that I got it wrong. And they had a myriad of reasons as to why exactly this is a perfect home defense weapon. And I'm here to tell you why you're wrong, and no, it is not. So, let's get right into it. First things first, this thing has no stock, and it has no consistent and reliable way to actually aim. I mean, there's just no way you can consistently get a good aim with this thing the way you could with a pistol. I mean, you hold it kind of similar to how you would a pistol, but you do not get that consistent, repeatable setup for an aim. So that's point number one. Point number two, from the factory, this thing comes with a bead front sight, as many shotguns do. But to actually put a red dot on this is much more difficult than it is for most firearms, because you have to actually put a rail on here, which would involve effort, which a lot of people are not willing to exert. So, you know, like, you don't get that functionality. And then beyond that, you get all the negatives of a shotgun with almost none of the positives, aka you get a 5-round mag tube, and you get the slow reloads. I mean, it just doesn't make sense for a home defense weapon. And people have come out with reasons like, oh, the military and the police use short-barreled shotguns all the time for what this, that, and the other. Yeah, they do. They do. And you know what they use them mostly for? Breaching, blowing down doors. They do not use this as a fighting tool. And they don't have a nub for a grip either. They usually have a stock. So it's not valid, guys. Come on. Like, and I'm curious, like, let me know down in the comments, if you're somebody that is watching this and watched my first video on this, do you have any experience actually shooting one of these? And if you do, like, have you done any practical shooting? Because I would almost be willing to bet my life, if you use this in a practical application in practice, like, you're going to think this is not viable for home defense. So with that said, let me show you. So first things first, this is 26 inches overall length. Let me show you something else that is also 26 inches overall length and significantly more practical for home defense, albeit at about 5 times the cost. Maybe not 5, you know, let's say like 4. All right, so like 26 inches overall length. There you go. Guess what? IWI Tavor X95, 26 inches overall length, same size. Guess what it has? A Picatinny rail. You can put a red dot sight on it. It has integral backup sights. It has rail sections underneath and on the side for mounting a flashlight. It has all the capabilities of any other, you know, platform that accepts AR mags. You can have a sling on it, which, I mean, you can put on the Shockwave as well, but not easily. So, I mean, and that comes to the next point, retention of your weapon. So, like, in home defense situations, you're going to need to retain your weapon, because you're not always going to be able to just have your hands on the weapon at all times. You may need to sling this. You may need to holster it, put it in your pocket, keep it on you, because you need your hands for other things like calling the police or tending to someone that's injured. So 26 inches overall, you get a sling, you get a foregrip, you get all the good stuff, all the functionality of a rifle. You're not losing anything by choosing this. I would even say this: a pistol is a better choice. So, I mean, right here we have a Smith & Wesson Shield Plus Performance Center. It has a red dot mounted on it. But even a regular pistol, I mean, you have a good sight set up. You can get a consistent, repeatable setup for a shot at full draw. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me why you would choose the Shockwave for home defense over, you know, some other great options. So yeah, I mean, it's something you have to take seriously. You can't just be like, oh yeah, that could be a really good home defense weapon. You know, like, you're betting your life on that. It has to be something that you trust with your life. Do you trust your life to that over something more viable than this? That's the question. And I personally think the answer is no. You can choose for yourself. You know, that's the beautiful thing about freedom of choice. You can choose whatever you want. But my take and my opinion is that that is not a viable home defense weapon. Is it fun? Yeah, like I said in my last video, it's very fun. There's no chance that that's ever going to be a home defense weapon in my setup. So comment down below if you disagree, as you did on the last video. I'll review all of them. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see some more content, and I'll see you in the next one.